Yeah, welcome back to the firehouse. For some more firehouse reasoning from the ninth level. This afternoon I would like to explain the teachings of firehouse or the firehouse teacher, which is although the ninth level is the highest level, it's also the simplest. I don't know what to mean. Nothing complicated about the teachings of the ninth level, because the teachings of the ninth level is for all. And it's so simple that even simpletons must can understand it, I say. Because it's so simple that it's irrelevant whether you are educated or whether you are not educated. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you are who you are or what your occupation is. It is so simple that, or even if you don't have any qualification and these things, it is so simple that you too can understand it. Like I said, nothing learned. You don't have to be anyone learned. You don't have to imagine that if you couldn't get hold of certain books to study certain things, even that cannot stop you. It is that simple. You know what I mean? It is so simple, I say, that all one have to do is to live honestly. That is all. And living honestly now, it doesn't involve any studying of any laws anywhere. You know what I mean? Or reading any books, or seeing any master anywhere in the universe, for that matter. That's how simple it is to reach the ninth level of your own self. You know what I mean? If you would only, like I say, live the simple way. You know what I mean? Or you can still build your big houses if you want to, but I'm all about understanding the ninth level. It just means that one have to live humbly and simply. You know what I mean? You know that it is wrong to take the next door neighbor's property. Don't do it. Simple as that. Or to go with his wife or daughter. Don't do it. You know it is wrong to hate another human being. Don't do it. Very, very simple, nothing complicated. Not your property, don't take it. Don't do anything against anyone that you know in your heart is not right and is not just. That's all you have to do to reach the ninth level. Where I say when you reach the ninth level, temporary then, even if it's only temporary, you escape the restraint of the mind and traverse over into the land of the spirit. It will be equivalent, like I say, like leaving the moon to the sun for a while. And then from over the sun, you can see how the game is playing the mind. How the mind becomes divided against itself. For what reason? What causes it? You know, why are people divided amongst themselves? It's not a difficult problem. They are divided because they are not honest. Very, very simple. You don't have to go scratching your brain as if life is confusing. Life is only confusing because people are not living honestly. Very, very simple. You know, people say, oh, they can't work out all there's too much going on for them to gain any understanding in life, and it's so confusing. Where is God, and if there is a... No, you are the one who is making the thing confusing and complicated by refusing to do the simple thing and looking for answers, like I say, going to China and India and Tibet and walking around and, doing all kind of performing silly ritual, setting up stupid religion and all these kind of things. That's not simple, is it? Those things are complicated. You know what I mean? No wonder you don't find the ninth level, I say. And from the ninth level, being able to comprehend the oneness of things and the one that is dwelling within all. Because you are making things complicated when life is simplicity, I say. But mind you, some people curse you for being simple still, not knowing that understanding is lying within simplicity. You know what I mean? It's a similar thing to like how no one loves common sense, really. It's too simple, innit? But that is the key that opens all the doors. You see what I mean? Within the mind, that is. If you are not able to open the doors of thy mind, you will remain shut in one of them rooms in the mind. Don't know, depend what type of individual you are, what type of room you are locked in there within the mind, unable to get out. Simply because you will not apply simplicity, of just living honestly. You hear them, like I was just watching the television before, and there was a program on about corruption. You know what I mean? And how some government people or individuals are corrupt. But really, for the simple-minded man, like I am simple-minded, all the governments, those that look good and those that don't look good, are corrupted anyway. Simply because corruption simply means that you are doing things that are not right and correct and are devious. You see what I mean? Against the law. But these same very people who are saying people are committing corruption against the law are themselves involved in the corruption against the law of the one, because they do not know this law. You see, it's because they don't live simple. They don't want to. They desire higher and quality, as they would see it, life, and therefore they will do anything to get this life that they deem to be greater than the simple life. So therefore, of course, they're going to get off into corruption. And the more corrupted they become, the more, like I say, unlikely it is that they will realize that they themselves are corrupted. Or are they them very self are the reason for the corruption on the planet. You see what I mean? Because when you go away from simplicity, I say the mind become ill. No simple mind would think of creating weapons to sell to other human being and, to, in its own heart, imagine that the weapon that it's selling is killing other you. But these corrupted people do it without a bat of an eyelid, I say. You know what I mean? Because due to corruption, they've invented money, what they call money. And this has corrupted their soul now. So technically, they'll do anything for paper. Well, for zero. I mean, in a delusionary way, this paper allows you to live in comfort here. And, enjoy what they call the best of the earth. You know what I mean? You can buy your way with paper. You know what I mean? But that is what real corruption is to the soul. You know what I mean? Because you can't, you could never buy simplicity. You know what I mean? And then you could have, like I say, simple, because they're dealing with corruption. Those who are the most unscrupulous and are the cleverest at deviousness earn the most money and end up being the most respected under that system of corruption. But don't forget, I'm speaking in corruption, not against the laws of man. Because his law is corruption. I'm talking about corruption against the law of the one. A law which corrupted people do not understand. Because they refuse to live simple. It is only those who are desiring and aiming for simplicity, I say, who could get an understanding of what the law is. You see what I mean? Ain't it stupid just for a man to come here, right, and see life going on and think that the only law, right, that is existing in the universe is the one that he's got written down here on earth, that he himself and his friends or some other idiots that he trained up to be law specialists in his own idiocy, corrupted way, has decided is the law. None of the law that corrupted people draw is genuine law. Your law can never be law. The law was already running before you started writing things down. I wonder where the law was 10,000 years ago. Or 500,000. Before you start write down stupidity in books and claiming that it is the law. It is not the law. Whatever these people are writing down is the writings of corrupted souls. You know what I mean? Because you cannot know the law unless you are simple. That's what I say. You know? You can't know the law unless you are a simpleton. So these beings and their law. Well, anyway, we know this anyway, because we're Ninth Grade General, you know. Ninth Grade General actually knows the law. Not the laws of men here, but the real law. The laws that the lawmakers will have to answer to. You know what I mean? Ain't no getting away from that general law. That's law, like I'm saying, it runs the universe. This is the law that we should have actually been living by on earth. But we have not done. Well, it wasn't us, it was running from whatever. Anyway, long time they chose not to follow this law. Or maybe they never know about the law. And how do I know? To the fullest. Because people still don't know about the law to the fullest. You know, and because they never know about the law, they invent their law, which was contrary to natural law. And therefore, man, it's like instead of man walking on the right road, he's always been walking on the wrong road. And instead of being led by those who know the law, or those who was on the way to the 9th level, they've been led by those who don't know the law, those who are in a box somewhere locked up in their own mind, due to their own selfishness. Because if you are selfish in the universe, you can only stay in the room of selfishness within thy mind. If you are greedy, that's where you stay. There is a law that monitors the intentions of beings so that they cannot rise above that level. See? Can't rise. So whatever your little intention is, as long as it's not pure, that is where you stay. So you won't be able from such position to understand the law. And what you think is the law won't be the law. And whatever you write and create as law won't be law. You cannot create laws. Laws is already created. What's the matter with these people on the earth, I say? It is only lunatics, I say, who is creating laws when law already exists. You know, the law for the way of living as an individual or as a community of beings on the planet already exists. You don't have to find one. All you got to do is to know it. And if you don't know it, it's simply because you are not living simple. You need to check yourself because the law is in you. How can you have something in you and you don't know what it is or you don't know about it, I say? Which lots of people have things in them, they don't know what it is. You don't know what your mind is, you don't understand your mind, you don't know what your spirit is. And yet, you know, or you don't know what, let's say you don't know what conscience is then. Because these beings are more familiar when they talk about conscience. Male and female got it in them, and yet they don't seriously know what it is. You see, like a fire general from the 9000s knows, oh yeah, man. Terrible and dreadful one that is. One that is everywhere in male and female. Know that one, you know. Know exactly what it is and its purpose and duty within the psyche of beings. But the average person now, due to ignorance, I say, are living against the will, living against the law, following its own desires. Because don't forget, you know, as beings, we have our own choice, our own desire. We don't have to follow the goddamn one. Want to put it that way. You don't have to follow, you don't have to listen to conscience. Most people don't anyway. Well, I'm saying that you don't have to. It's not as if conscience is in any being forcing them in it to listen. It is your choice. I know that. Simpleton except all can see those things. No one is under any pressure to follow the promptings of conscience. It is entirely your own choice. You know what I mean? We deal in simple things. So what I'm saying though, but if you did want to learn though the laws of what is right and correct within the universe, you would have to learn it of conscience though. But you would have to choose to do so, because like I say, conscience ain't going to force its teaching upon anyone. As if conscience is looking for recruits. Conscience is not looking to recruit anyone at all. You know what I mean? That is entirely up to them. But I am saying as a 9th grade general that it would be worthwhile if you listen to the prompting of your conscience. That's why I say as a 9th grade fire lion. I don't fire lion style, I say. I would never, say that I was teacher or the teacher of people I try to teach them. Because those things I say is beyond the range of the fire lion. You have to understand these things in simplicity. Only simplicity itself can teach one. Trust me. No man, I couldn't do that as a fire. I can teach you the ways of simplicity. But your conscience can. Yes, man. Conscience is the teacher of these things. How and the truth, man. Because that is the light in it. Like I'm telling you, when you look outside, you see the sun. Light cannot come from anywhere else, trust me. That's the physical manifestation of the terrible and dreadful one that dwell within, I say. And inside now you have the same one that shine light. The only light, I say, that can cure up your little corrupted mind. You see what I mean? Now this one is in everyone, innit? And this is the teacher. The teacher is not a man like the fire lion. He's just, I'm just a crazy man still, I say. You know? But the one is real. So you could literally ignore everything that about me. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about me. I am not very important. Never did tell anyone that term. In fact, we teach in simplicity. Simple people can't be important. Important people are important and simple people are simple. So I staying in the simple position. You see what I mean? So as a simpleton now, simpleton cannot teach anybody. Or claim to, or want to, or want to desire. But a simpleton might know who the teacher is though. You know what I mean? And as a simpleton, I definitely know who the teacher is. So I am not saying to anyone, oh come, let me teach you, because I know it, and I'm this and I'm that. You know what I mean? Oh yes, I'm a fire lion and I'm very bad and fierce, like, well bad, I say. But that is just my own personal badness as a bad general. You know what I mean? I am not here to teach about my personality and how I'm bad as a general. Because I am not the teacher. Repeat it again. The teacher is the one that dwells within. So if you want to learn the art of simplicity, you simply have to listen to your own conscience. You know? And like I said before, male can do it and female can do it, because conscience is not partial when it comes to beings. You know, it's dwelling within all beings, in it, male, female. And then again, like I tell you, it's not even prejudice either. You know, like these beings and I don't know what department of the mind they are in, you know what I mean? Some very clever people anyway. But a lot of them have racist sentiment that run through their beings. So these things corrupt them and they cannot be simple when nevertheless they are highly qualified within that department of the mind that they are locked in. But they will never be able to understand simplicity. You know what I mean? The simple way. And if a lot of these people are anyway, because you're professors and a lot of other big qualification that you get in it, it's hard for you to be simple when you weigh down with all these lots of very high distinction qualification. So it's hard now to root yourself in simplicity. You see what I mean? So a lot of your teachings are coming from high. You know what I mean? You always hear them. Very important people, whenever they am speaking about anything, they quote they'll quote some big philosopher and some other big people, some name to back up what they say. I've never heard them quote anybody simple that nobody don't know. You know, you have to be known for them to quote you, you know what I mean? So these are not simple-minded beings. You know what I mean? It's like I tell you, it's only those who are simple in their movements within life that can penetrate to the ninth level. You know what I mean? So I only talk about the ninth level still, because I'm a ninth grade general. And because I'm a ninth grade general, like I say, very, very fierce. You know, I'm a killer. That's why I say I'm a killer. I kill souls with lyrics. But I don't intend to teach them. Like I know. Because I am not the knower, I just know the knower. If you know what I mean. Yeah, man. I am not the knower, but I definitely 100,000 trillion billion, is that a big figure there? And some other lot more trillion on top of that. Certain that I know the teacher of all beings who move within creation, I say. Anyway, yeah, I know the teacher. So, my way is not, like I say, is to just to indicate where that one is. If you want to find out any truth within the universe, yeah, then you must know this one. This one will teach you. Don't let me teach you. The only thing that I can teach a man, which I should teach them still, is the exercises that you have to perform to encounter this one. Which is, like I tell you, the exercises, you have to start from honesty. So you must go within your own being and check your being out, yeah? And if you was a liar, You have to work on that. Stop being lying. If you're cheating on your wife or your husband, work on and stop doing that. If your alcohol is sending you drunk and having you behave in a kind of negative ways, check. Whatever it is that is faulty within thy being, be honest with thyself. And work and fix, because you are your own mechanic. Fix thy own being. And by so doing, you will encounter the terrible and dreadful one that dwell within. Henceforth you will be taught by that one. You don't need them to have to listen to the fire lion, is it? You will get your own inspiration as it was. And according to your own heart and your own desire, you will be taught that way, and you will see what you need to see. You know what I mean? And maybe if you was in tune with the living one, for real, not no false thing, you would see the fire lion clearly. You see what I mean? And get to understand how we get to be in firehouse. Like I tell you, only simpleton go to firehouse. You see what I mean? Simpleton like those whose heart burn with a desire for what is right and correct and truthful and honest. And nothing else. Within the whole universe. But so a fire general is never interested in anything at all. That, like I'm telling you about, whether it's heaven, here on earth, any glories that you're thinking about. Fire general are always simple people. Don't think about those things. The love of what is right is more pleasurable, isn't it? It's the greatest thing in the whole. So why would I want anything else apart from what is right and correct and truthful and honest? What is the law? To see that and understand that. Ain't nothing greater than that, I say. To myself, that is, That's why I don't, like I say, I wouldn't select to teach people or do them those kind of things, because they might not love those things with the passion that I do. You see what I mean? They might have other desires, and which every being is entitled to their desire. I say I would never like to tell it. That's why I say I don't like to teach anybody. Because how can you tell people that they shouldn't desire what they desire when we are here to make a choice? You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I can see that they are making the wrong choice as well. And it's only for them. I wouldn't get involved, but I say, just so when you are simple, it's like you have a love for the whole family. So naturally, if you see your family and your brother making a mistake, I say you have a duty to inform the brothers that such behavior is contrary to the law. But these brothers get very aggressive when you tell them anyway. Oh yeah. Well, I never stop telling them, you know what I mean, that listen man, what you're doing is not right. What you're doing, what a lot of these, even yesterday I was in the town there, in Oldham town, town of the owl as well. And I don't know where these people come from. They must have been like somebody must have bust them in, because there was quite a few African individuals as well, handing out leaflets, some Christian leaflet about Jesus can save you and all this and all that. So you see that even in these modern times, I say, people are goddamn crazy, sick in the mind. And here you have individuals who have not thought out anything for themselves, and obviously they never print these leaflets. They must be coming from an organization who is using them to spread this propaganda about how are you going to know yourself when you believe in such bullshit, I say, about Jesus coming here to die for your sins. I had to stop. I had an argument with them. When I say argument, I had to, what I call, lash out. Because as an ex-slave now, coming down from the lineage from those who was put into slavery by these people who are teaching Christianity. One of the first slave ship was called the good ship Jesus. I don't even think most of these Africans know that. Yes, one of the first slave ship was called the good ship Jesus. Yeah? And here is these very people now who brutalize my ancestors and then teach them bullshit about they must suffer and die, and when they go up there to heaven, Jesus will be waiting there for them because he come here and die for our sin. In Europe here now, most white people don't even go to church again. They abandon those bullshit. They, a lot more, they realize it's bullshit, stop going. And you have a lot of Africans now coming over here now to promote. Yeah, they are the one now recruiting, I see them in town, recruiting white people back to go back and listen to the nonsense about Jesus dying for your sin. You know what I mean? Nothing go like that. I was just saying one of them, you don't see the goddamn Pope resign. How much longer these goons are going to be making money out of Jesus? Because the Jesus that they was talking in town about yesterday is a different one from what the Roman Catholic and the Pope is talking about. And it's a different one from what the Mormon's talking about. So I don't know how many Jesus you have in here. Like I said, must be at least 20,000 different Christian sects, if not more, and all of them must be seeing Jesus in a different way. So there's 20,000 Jesus. But the whole bunch of them, like I say, are confused idiot. Because nothing don't go like that. I don't know how stupidity could hold the mind for so long. I do though. Because it's not simple enough. Only a simpleton could see through the bullshit. Listen, man. And it's only like I say, only a simpleton would walk with disciples that no one see. And I am a simpleton. So no one see my disciples. So because I'm fearless now, like I say, I just sweep those idiotic business out the way. Because fearless don't mess. You know what I mean? Fearless know that to understand anything, you must be simple and humble. And your heart must be pure and clean. I think in fact one of the disciples is pure and clean. Yeah, intention and heart, you know. Yeah. You have to have such a disciple with you. He's the main driver. Because without him, nothing is going to be found out, you know. So one have to the intention and desire and wish have to be purged. You understand? So that what is running within one heart and mind and soul is the love for what is right and correct. Not your own. I say, don't forget what I tell you before in these riddles. The moon, as an example, don't have any light. It receives light from the sun. Likewise, the mind don't have any light. It receives light from the one that is within. So we fill ourselves up with the light of the and the will of the one that is within. You see what I mean? So just like the moon, how the moon reflects the light that it receives from the sun back out onto the earth. So the fire general reflect the light that is received from the one back out onto humanity. Warm you up. You see what I mean? It's only that now this light, very few can receive this light when it shines, and very few can hear the words when it's spoken either, you know what I mean? Because these things are simple teaching, like I tell you, which is 9th grade teaching. It's the highest teachings outside of the one, coming from the one, if you know what I mean. It come heads on. And it's so simple that I'm saying few is going to believe it because they're always looking for the spectacular. Yeah, you know. They're looking for the spectacular, never the simple. But in Firehouse we know that the simple way is the best way. If you are not simple, you're going to get caught up in whatever form of corruption that corrupt souls having them thinking that they are masters or great teachers or, you know what I mean, spiritual beings, or that God sent them here. And all these kind of crazy things that people imagine to themselves when they don't know the law, or when they are not desiring to live by the law. You don't have to create any law, like I say. The law is already existing. Simple living will bring you to the law. Then you'll be able to live by it and grow by it. You understand what I mean? But if you are not living by the law, you are going to be living in confusion, corruption that has been created by those whose mind, like I say, is lacking light. When you lack light, you are bound to do things in the mad manner that you see here going on earth. You can't teach anything right in your school because you don't have the light to do it. You can't create anything good on the planet because you don't have the light to do it. Anything that you are doing is like counter to what is right. In other words, you are positive. You are doing everything you do is in negativity. That's why you create war, hate, greed, racism, lust. You know what I mean? It look now as you even create the ability to destroy the planet. So you know that when such a thing is going on, that I say the mind is ill. It no progress has been made where the mind is concerned to receive light. In fact, it's, if the mind was a building, I say they're going, instead of rising up, they're stepping down and going, because the mind is endless like the universe. I say you're going right down to the lower. You don't worry, you won't reach any bottom, but low down. So these beings have, rather than choose to rise up within themselves, I say, and create a world ready of the creative energy that is within us all, they choose to descend to the lowest depths. You see what I mean? By choosing to live negatively. And then when you choose to live negatively as well, you don't open up to the fullness of life. And see that it's a progression, a continuous movement. And that you don't get to understand that you can't really die. You know? Yeah, every man knows you must dead physically anyway. Not stupid that way. But if you was living simple, you would be able to see that spirit and matter is two different things. You see what I mean? So the matter, the physical, is living in a changing environment. So change eventually will bring death. Anything that changes must die. But the spirit, the non-physical, never changes. From I was 18 and 19. No? Still I'll be 56 next month. 2nd of March, if you have any birthday present, send it into the firehouse. Yeah? I'll be 56, but I still feel 18, never change. See what I mean? Can't change. So when death comes, yeah, it'll change the body, can't change the substance of I and I being. But I can see these things because that's a simple thing for me. And I can accept that as truth and know that it is truth and don't worry about that because it goes exactly like that. But to some other people, because they are not simple, they won't be able to see these things. And you won't be able to either if you desire to do things that are not simple, things that are not truthful and honest. You know what I mean? For you to see these things clearly and know them as a fact, like I do, I know them as facts. That's why if anyone even never say I believe in God, I don't believe in God, I know God. And I know where the God is as well. That I am talking about, if you know what I mean. In fact, I am so fierce that I say, when I'm really spitting the fire, it is your true self that is talking. Because it's only the same principle like the moon reflecting the sunlight. Well, it's the same way the fire lion reflect the light of the terrible and dreadful God that dwell within. So when I'm spitting fire, of course, I am speaking from thy own self. So if you was honest enough, your own self will be telling you that, yes, he's speaking the truth, man. He knows it, man. Because it's our true self, isn't it? It's not my words. I keep telling these people over, and I don't think they can grasp the conception, like I say. I am just reflecting. You see, it is the terrible and dreadful one who is talking to you, you know, and saying, yeah, man, I am the baddest blood clot general, man, dwelling within man and woman, man, living in this time, or in the past, or in the future. I am the one. You see me? Well, that is the positive one I'm on about. Don't forget the negative one is also there as well. The one that these, I call them lunatics, call the devil. What they deem to be Satan. Which is the, in my own opinion, when the one was the first and separating into the two, which becomes the mind. That's why I call the mind is negative. So, but we are in the field of the mind anyway. We are not in the field of the one, you know. It's hard for you to understand the simple reason, like I'm saying now. Humanity. We are not in the field of the one, we are in the field of the mind. The reason why we are in the field of the mind is because the mind is where we give birth from, you know. That's why you are in darkness. The womb is a dark place. You are supposed to emerge from the womb of the mind. The mind is the mother, and the one is the father. So when the sun gives light to the moon, that's the sperm. That let the moon, you know, pregnant. So does the same way inside now. When you get the light from the one that is within, that is the one that's going to light up the mind now and show you the way out, make you emerge. You see what I mean? So those are the principles within the universe. Positive and negative. You see? We are in, but technically now the negative now is what we are, when the mind is in its negative aspect now. This is what these lunatics that don't understand things call the devil. And they are afraid of the devil and say, oh, the devil was sent down here and they're going down to hell and we. Listen, from 9th grade, I'll tell you some 9th grade teaching from the simple way. Satan, or the devil, whatever name you want to give that force, is the negative part of thy own being. When I say it's the negative part of thy own being, then it's like we have positive and negative within us. So as an example, as one side of you will say steal that, and the other one will say don't. The one that is might prompt you to steal, no, not might, that has prompt you to steal, what we term the negative part, or Satan, that has been around from just like God. From man was moving up on the earth, that one has been around. But what, because I know that one, because Fire General know everybody, you know what I mean? God and the devil, I say. Yeah, it's part of yourself. You have trying to learn and understand oneself. You have to encounter the devil as well as God, innit? So having encountered the devil now and observe how the devil operates, its function is to operate entirely negatively towards the psyche of the being. You know what I mean? So as an example, then it will say steal the glass, but that doesn't mean that you have to do it. And if you don't do it, it can't force you to. You know what I mean? So you can, once you get to know how the devil operates, you will see that the devil is not interested in anyone in particular, looking for any recruit. It's just negative as opposed to positive. You know what I mean? It's just like a test, nothing else. Not interested in, up to you how you want to deal with it. You know what I mean? Because I know, like I say, I know the devil very well. I've been spend hours conversing with such a high master. Because I say the devil, the devil is the greatest disciple that ever existed, I say. Because any man who come into life, he tests them, or a woman. Oh yeah, he's up there with death. Well, death is the general of the earth anyway. But and the devil is the tester of life. Death remove you from it. No way you come in this life and the devil don't test you. No man go, if God was a mansion, I say, I repeat that already. And there was a gate, you know, to go up to the mansion. And you must go through this gate. No man go up there unless he pass the devil. The devil is the guard man. And unless you pass his test, you ain't seeing God. That's how it goes. Because the devil is the master tester of the souls of beings. Just like how death is the governor general of the earth. No one can dispute that. Well, the ninth grade general, you know, is the general and governor general. I speak in truth and rights. Killer. You know, like how death is and the devil is far-reaching. Range beyond and beyond. I don't know, conscience was here a very long time. It goes back down into the aeons. I don't know all such a force and power is, you know what I mean? But I know that it's long time that I have been dwelling in the psyche of beings ever since they emerged on this planet. You understand? That's the internal master. And I, simple man like I said, ninth grade general, can reflect that one. You see what I mean? And this one, like I tell you, his range is limitless. So I have a limitless range of wisdom and insight, if you know what I mean. Enough. And I don't know a lot. But I have enough to kill anything that they have on the planet Earth here anyway. And to out-reason anyone who ever moves. They could have been in a monastery for 45,000 years around there studying. Who cares? Could have wisest man on the planet right now. When him come to him, just have to agree with what I say and say, yeah, he knows it. To the fullest. He must agree as well, you know. Because if he doesn't agree, that means he doesn't know it. Because it doesn't matter how wise he is, I'm telling you. Fire lion, fire, we are, and he wouldn't like to understand. Not even I can understand it either, you know. Because how could I understand the wisdom of the terrible and dreadful God that dwell within all? Such a thing is beyond. You see what I mean? So I have understanding beyond. I understand beyond what I don't. I understand what I don't even know. What that I understand it. That's how hot firehouse is. You see what I mean? Because I can literally know what the one that dwell within all know. Without knowing that I know it. Yes, so that's and all that you can do, you know. Anyone can do that. Because I am not saying, like I tell you, I am not here to sell anyone anything. I have to sell myself as the teacher. But I am trying to guide people to who the teacher is and how they can develop themselves and make themselves better human beings when they understand who this teacher is, when they do the things that link themselves to such a teacher. And like I'm saying, wherever you are, the teacher is there. It's not that you have to go looking anywhere for the teacher and you have to pay any fee. You got to see any individual. Because the teacher is in yourself. The teacher is your own conscience. You have not been listening to your conscience. That's why you haven't learned. It's like when we was small and when we do anything wrong, they say, why you never use your common sense? The reason why humanity as a whole is in the state that it's in is because we as individual beings refuse to use our common sense. You see what I mean? Everyone has abandoned common sense. And because you have abandoned common sense, this is the very reason why we are in the shit that we see on earth now today. Caused by, like I said, the greed, the lust for money and power and oil and all these kind of resources that devilish and wicked beings desire. And instead of admiring what is right and correct now, we are now busily admiring those who are the most devious and selfish beings, those who do the most ungodly action, are worshipped here like heroes, and are given praise and award, medals, and are written about in history books and things. Statues are made of them for doing what I call absolutely fuck all, just idiotic and godly behavior. But this is what get praised in society. The more ungodly you are, and the lower you are in your mind, the more likely that you are a celebrity here on earth. What I'm saying to myself is a simple one. Why would I waste, right? As a soul, you're given a life. And it's like this life can grow, improve, that the universe is endless. Why would you come here and throw it away for those or delay your development for just for vanity? You know what I mean? Or hating this man and being greedy. And how long can that last? Look how many people live on the earth before, yeah? And when they was living here, they was as greedy as you are today, going on with that, but they're dead now, aren't they? And now you greedy lot out there, selfish against your fellow brother, you'll be dead soon, and you'll be living in you are going in a state, like I tell you, where you're going to wish that you could have died. Because there is no death within the universe. I come saying, carry on doing your evil, right? What you're doing now. Because eventually you have to pay for everything that you do. I know the law. You know what I mean? You too can know the law if you choose to, or if you desire to. But I say very few choose to. Because there's so much of the great excitement in life that carry them up, whatever it is, don't know, the money, the sex, the material things, nice car, helicopter, I don't know, man, yacht. Who knows what carry off a soul due to desire? So that they end up entirely ignorant and never learn the simple lessons of life. Why I say, to me, I follow the simple lessons of life, I say, by the condition that I find here on earth, where one have to live poor due to the lack of money then, or the fact that you haven't got the education or the skills that are going to let the system pay you a decent money then. So if you haven't got that, and like me, poor, you have to walk and you don't drive. I never have a desire to drive then. And you don't have the money on me. Good thing I don't have money to buy any car anyway. But you're poor, so you have to live poor and endure the poorness of life. While those who are rich enjoy the richness of life. You see what I mean? So I'm saying, now if life should ever flip, which it will when death comes, and we find that the currency of life on the other side is not actually paper, because you can't take any paper there, but the quality of goodness that one possesses within oneself, then some people are going to find themselves poor. You see what I mean? Not being able to afford certain things, just like how I find myself here poor and can't afford certain things. Well, I don't cry about that, I endure it and live it out. You see what I mean? Because that is my lot for being poor here. So yeah, I hope those who are rich and are deemed themselves to be rich, and are enjoying the pleasure, and they don't even share the richness anyway. that if they should ever find themselves in a position where money is no longer what make one rich, but the quality of goodness. Because you could, then we'll find out if when you had your money, you did any good with it. Because surely if you help anyone, or if you was using your money for absolutely decent causes, that would have been a good thing. So you can still be rich then. Because goodness it is that is going to make one rich on that side of the border. You see what I mean? And goodness, like I say, is a thing that is saving the bank, which is the memory. Which I don't know, I doubt if most of these take any notice of that. But this is what I say, collect the deeds of man, store it there. So that when you are ready to reap what you sow, there can be no doubt of what should be your rightful allotment then. Justice, child, you won't get the peace, you won't be living in peace, you get justice. You know what I mean? So, from the 9th level I say, sorry, you, but I say the simple thing, because these people, because they're so after the rich and the glory and whatever, none of them is willing to accept the simple thing. When the simple thing or the simple teaching, I like to swear that it before man, God, angel, everything that if one should accept the simple thing of just living honestly, it is the greatest achievement in the whole of creation, either on earth or beyond. You couldn't discover anything that is going to be any better, ever. No invention, nothing can't outstrip that. This is when a soul discovers the glory of itself and what is within itself. Nothing can ever be better in the whole of creation, ever. And yet, if you should try and educate people about this and how they can do this, oh, now you're talking trouble. You know what I mean? Because for a start, like I say, they have the idea that you are too simple to know any such matter. And there is no way you could lead them to the water. Because, you know what I mean? Not you anyway. They are looking for more respectable people. People who are known. You know what I mean? Maybe they think the Pope can lead them to the water. Or the archbishops. Somebody like that. Anybody great. But ain't no way they are going to take the teaching of the simpleton. I say. Never mind the teaching of a fire general or a fire lion. You know, that really burns some fire. So they're not they won't take it, whether you come with the fire hot or whether you come with it simple. Whether you show them the, you know, that way or whether you show them the way of the simpleton. They ain't going to love it. Whether you show them the way of common sense. No matter how you try and teach these people what love is, they will resist. I know they will resist, because if your family resists, what your enemy must resist in it. You know what I mean? And it's not as if anyone, like I say, they will love you for doing it as well. They hate you for doing it. They don't like you. Because every time they hear you speak, it's as if you are pushing a needle in them. Because your words always seems to be contradicting or saying things against what they're doing. So, if you live in a community where people are around you and they come around and they hear what you're saying, it seems as if you indirectly, the simple man hurt them without having no desire whatsoever to hurt anyone. I wonder if it is my words that hurt them, I say, or it is their own devious actions within their own being that hurts them when they hear the reminder of what they're doing. I reckon something like that, because my intention is never to hurt. How could I have an intention to hurt any being anyway? I wouldn't know the truth that way. I would have been still locked in the mind. I would never get out. See what I mean? So my intention is nothing like that. My intention is pure love. If you could see it, you would see it burning like a burning fire. with a desire for the love of all human beings. You know, not to rule and bully or anything like them, but just to be a simple man, Rastafari. You know, understand that. Just simple and thing. No want to be no king or any ruler dominating anyone. Huh? Yeah, so I'm born my herb and chill, Rasta. I don't want to rule, never been a ruler. I don't have any desire to be no ruler, no kings or ever anywhere in the universe. Don't want to be God, don't want to be nothing, just want to be myself. Want to be free to go anywhere I want to go. Once my soul leave this earth, you understand, when death come. Yeah. And also desire that after when death come as well, no being anywhere in the universe, right, ever come across my way and any negative one that is, ever, anywhere in the universe, when you see my soul, you run or you feel fear, the fear that you cause to others. That's what you're going to feel. And I won't be doing you anything because I don't wish to do anyone anything when I'm living in this physical life here. So why would I want to do anything in the spiritual? But I am still determined that any negative, could be a trillion of you, if you ever see me at all, you will feel the fear that you give to others. Because I am a dangerous motherfucker, I say, when it comes to what is right and correct. Yeah, I know sometimes I inject a few swear words in it, you know. Some people don't like swear, they think it's so bad. It's not dropping a bomb killing anyone. I've never killed anyone. And they had swear word here and there, ain't going to kill anyone, is it? Never has. Never will. I just inject a few swear words sometime in the reason, not a lot, in the reason to let those who are listening know how serious I am. In case they think that I am not 100 blood clot % serious. Not 100 man, a lot of trillion% serious. Because like I said, if I was not as serious itself, that's why I have the desire for serious. There's no way I'll be sitting in front of a camera going on with the desire and passion when I am not selling anything. No one ain't paying me. No one ain't driving me to do it. No one asks me to do it. I do it because that's what I love to do anyway. I mean, that is my love. My passion is what is right and correct. I have a desire for the whole world to hear this so they can grow. And if they hear this and grow, or if they know about it then, which all beings know about it, but they don't act upon it. If we know how to act upon it, it will end all the wickedness on earth, innit? And if we don't act upon it, the wickedness is going to end anyway, innit? Either maybe another meteorite flying this time, you know? One about a quarter size of the earth and just mash up the whole thing. Or maybe again these devils, because they're driving war here and they won't stop anyway. They're intending, maybe they will destroy themselves. Who knows? You know what I mean? But I do know that there's higher powers than them. You know, so don't think that you can rule and conquer this universe or rule and conquer this earth. You can't. There was laws that was set up before man come into existence. And he don't seems to know about these laws. I care about them. But I do. You know what I mean? Because I know that, like I say, ain't no way of defeating the laws of the one. You devils make laws, and those who you claim break the law, you prosecute them. That's an example of how the law works. You too must expect prosecution when you break the natural law of the living one. You see what I mean? But like I'm saying, maybe you think because when you break the law, you don't get arrested. You don't see God's soldier coming around putting handcuffs on you and putting you in a prison. You see what I mean? No, you just break the law with what you call impunity, go on. But yeah, that's how the natural law works, because it's endless, in it. Life is endless. The natural law is never in a hurry. Deal with you when he send death for you. There you go and reap the consequences of your own action. You see what I mean? When you will learn, death come for you. Your friends can't start. Imagine you in a house with your friends and death come. You still have to go in. You can't employ any bodyguard to guard you against death. Death is, you know what I mean? Wipe you out, boy. You go on the other side. And you will find out about the simple ways, right, that you don't want to know now. All you lot who are living in ignorance and refuse to know about the simple way, and you laugh and you mock and you go on. Yeah? When you reach on the other side, go over there and mock the simple way. Because you're going to find out that the simple way is the way. And you're going to wish that you did listen to the way of the simple master. Of simply just living honestly. I'll say to you, don't stop reading book and study. And well, if you want to read book about how to plant trees and them things, read those books. But don't read any spiritual books. Don't visit any spiritual master. Don't go to any retreats. You want to be spiritual and know what is right and correct. Live honestly. That is the key. Honesty is the best of policy. Incorporate honesty in your whole life. Your business life, your love life, your play life, all life. Live like an honest being. Desire to be honest and truthful if you want to know what is right. If you are not a being who is doing this, you'll never know no fucking truth as long as you goddamn live. The only way to do it is to live it honestly. Search for it with an honesty. You know what honesty? When you bring honesty now, you can't hate another human being. You'll have to be honest to all of them. You'll have to be honest and realize that we're all one. We're all full of shit. And we're all going to die. Whether we want to be black, white, or that. So if that is the case, why should we hate other human beings? Simply because they don't look like us. We can't. If we was honest, we would not be seeing different countries. We would see the planet Earth. Because it is one. It's only when they brainwash your mind into nationalism why you see you as a separate from the rest of humanity. You cannot comprehend your oneness this way. You are in ignorance. You have to get out of ignorance and see the oneness of the earth. See the oneness of humanity. We all have the same spirit within. Might not have the same body, like I said, but we all have the same spirit. Go and ask any man what color the mind is. They don't know because the spirit have no color. So you have to get to understand oneness. And you can only understand oneness when you are living simple. Living with a love. You understand? Not just pretending. Like most people are pretending. They are pretenders. They ain't real. And that's why they always got confused about God. Now people don't know whether God is real or unreal. Because most people are believers in God. Believers in God cannot know God. I say as a fire general, believers in God is a goddamn lunatics in it. God, they are just believing. You are not supposed to believe in God. You are supposed to know God. And you can know God when you choose to live honestly. When you choose to start, follow the guidance of your conscience, because that's what God is. Your conscience will teach you in it. How you should behave, how you should live. Who God is then if you want to know. You want to know God because God is only a word. You want to know what the word pointing to. Your conscience will guide you and teach you and educate you. You see, so you don't live like a goddamn devil like people are living here on the earth now with hate and deceit and spite and jealousy and lust and war and all these kind of things. They don't know nothing better. How can they know anything better when they choose choice to live in ignorance? Anyway, I've been rapping for a long time now. See what I mean? And I hope I draw you a bit closer to understand simplicity. You know what I mean? The simple way that is, instead of being complicated. And the simple way is a way that everyone can understand. It's nothing complicated. If you cannot read, you can understand. If you cannot write, if you have no qualification, you can understand. If you have qualification, you can understand. Because all you have to do is to know that the glass is not yours and don't take it, innit? Don't lie. Don't hate. Don't be greedy. Don't be selfish. Don't be, you know, those guys. That's all you have to do. That ain't difficult, is it? Well, it seems to be difficult because the majority of mankind cannot perform this action, I say. And because the majority of mankind cannot perform this action, it is these reasons and sentiments why we are living in the world that we're living in, why we have created hell on earth, like I say, a place where it's accepted for us to make bombs and guns and sell it to each other, to kill each other, where those who make the most lethal bombs are glorified, like America and Britain. Those who produce the most deadliest poison gas are respected. You know what I mean? I see they having a debate there in America, like they were saying, I tell you about banning handguns. I never hear anybody having debate about banning weapons and exposing those who make a money out of developing dangerous weapons to sell to other countries. And their weapons now kill the most other human. You know, this is sick. The simple man see the world as sick. It hurt my soul that it is the sickos like those, you know, who make money out of the richest men who make money out of them, and they get all the glory, and these even some people in nationalistic people. But it is horrible and sickening that in 2013 we're still exporting guns and bombs. That is our achievement. The earth is backward and sick. You know what I mean? It's like I can't find my vocabulary cannot find the right word sometimes to describe these disgusting behavior by these souls and the earth. You know what I mean? I don't. They're absolutely sick, and yet they are the one you always see them in the paper and the television, cause they own all these places. You know what I mean? They own everything. They're dirty and sick. And you see them dribbling with gold and diamond when they have a party or anything, and all the rest of little dirty people are ready to flock around them, I say, like when flies see shit. Yeah, they are the shits. And what get around them are the goddamn flies. Like I say, the lovers of shit. Anyway, if you want to make your flock around these, like say, and become a shit sucker, you go ahead and do it, because in this life every being have got their own choice. But make sure, like I say, when you're reaping what you sow yourself while you was living on earth, you enjoy that blood clot, yeah? Because no one planted it but you. You see what I mean? And you spend, like I know for myself, lots of people mock the truth, or even speak against it when they don't understand it, or try to speak it themselves when they don't fucking know it. I say, make sure you remember that blood clot when you reach the other side. Because like I'm telling you, life is a serious thing. Ain't a fucking joke. Ain't a joke, you know. A lot of you have come here and take it as a joke. You not only that, you take the fucking piss, I say, out of the living one, and ignore the laws of that one, even though that one instill in you the ability to grasp and understand all things. While you're here, you refuse to use such faculties due to your own selfishness. I say to such beings, make sure you fucking remember what you did, you know. If you are killing with pleasure, whatever you're doing here with fucking pleasure, make sure you remember that. You see what I mean? Because there is a law. You see, a law that no one get away from. And you will have to pay for your action, as long as your action was against the will of the law. You see what I mean? So you enjoy yourself here on earth, you goddamn devils, I say. Yeah? Laugh. Because one day you laugh and turn into some blood clot. I don't know, agony for you anyway. Anyway, I am not here to worry about what is going to happen to you after. You know, because you are not bothered anyway. You are busily enjoying yourself and killing, innit? So you are very happy. You only suffice to say I will come and see how happy you are on the other side. Anyway, I have been rapping for a long time now, Sema. And I am going to cool out and go and chill and burn a big head in the afternoon. Rastafari, leave it and rain it in the heart of all human beings. Fire out from Firehouse.